Hello, everyone, and welcome. I feel like I haven't been here in forever, and I'm so sorry. There was going to be like a April Fool's special. I had a bunch of like funny things planned, but I couldn't get time for it because for the last week there's been a train ran on me for the entire week. I swear to God. I feel like I've been double penetrated the entire week, okay? From the front, I wake up, I gotta prepare for my own things, right? I have a bunch of like random work stuff. I have a bunch of interviews I got. For some reason, it feels like every single person who handles the interview process at like various companies, it's like they all woke up from a slumber or something. Or maybe they were all on vacation. I don't know what HR people do, really. I just know that they sort of take reviews and then they fire people. That's all I really know that HR people do. So here I am doing like back-to-back interviews for the entire week. It's like back-to-back, just constantly, just bam, 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 okay? And what's crazy is it's like 3 companies or 4 companies per day. So I'm like, I'm there for like 6 hours, 8 hours talking to people and have to explain to people the same thing every single time. It got so bad that at some point I started going script-like. And I'm pretty sure I lost a couple roles because what I ended up doing was I would start a sentence, I would say something, and then I would say something for another role that I applied to for that day. And this is another problem too. It's like, how does anybody remember what you applied to if you applied to like 100 something jobs, right? Like, let's say you even if you applied for like 10 jobs, right? How do you know which job a particular call is for? How do you even recognize that? Because I didn't want to just ask them, hey, like, what's this for? Because then they're gonna look at me like I'm zonked out or something, and they're gonna be like, okay, we can't hire this guy, right? So I go in and I do it for the entire week. It's just back to back, and then I have no time for anything. And then after all of that, I have to deal with the rest of life stuff, and I have no time to plan anything. So sorry, there's nothing for April Fool's Day. And actually, I've been so behind on everything that I've missed every single thing that's been happening. I haven't been able to keep up with any of the news. I haven't been able to keep up with like anything interesting that's been happening. I've caught like funny little memes popping up here and there, but the last meme that I really got into was the whole wake up routine thing, and that's only because chat like spoon fed me, okay? And it's like I was a baby or something. Beyond that, I have no clue, right? Everything's quiet. The Shitters channel is finally dead. The Muppets channel is also dead, which sad. No one wanted to do the like Kermit Gape. Things have died off, which, I mean, it's to be expected though. What I've seen is that a lot of people, especially in my life, have been busy around this time, so it just seems like March, like when we get into the warmer months, everything starts to ramp up in terms of intensity. And I realized something right before I started. I was like, wait a minute, there's 4 quarters in a year. The quarter just ended. That's why. The first quarter of the year just ended. So we are now in Q2 2025 as April 1st, which still surprises me. I was gonna find like a bunch of like weird funny things to do on April 1st, both the games and also just weird experiences, but I couldn't prepare anything, and so sadly we're just gonna do for like a normal day today. I usually hate doing this, but thankfully there's still, I don't know, what's like the next holiday? Easter, right? Isn't it Easter? Public holidays from Canada. Here we go. Public holidays. Easter Monday. We can do we can do Good Friday and Easter Monday. How do you even do like a Good Friday stream? What do you do? Like put up a cross? I don't know what to do. Okay, Easter Monday is easy. I think we skip Good Friday. I'm not sure how to do Good Friday in a way that doesn't get me banned. It's like you either do like a live stream from a church or you play Doom. There's only really 2 ways that could go, right? And both of those is gonna target a whole different audience, almost a mirror of the other. Today, I actually get to catch up on things because I haven't been able to the entire week. And actually, it's been crazy because I barely even spend time on my own stuff. I've been playing games with the mod and stuff and like, you know, our friend group. And it's been like 1 game a day and then everyone's just busy. And it's like, I have no clue what is going on, but this is like busy month for all of us. There's been a lot that's been happening. One, Path of Exile 2 is finally coming back. So apparently the patch drops sometime this week. I don't actually know when, but chat told me there was sometime this week. Or maybe it's next week, I'm not sure. Which means we actually get back into that game. I'm actually not super excited to go back into it because that game is a bit of a time sink and there's so many other games that I want to do. But I really do want to check it out and play it heavily because I got addicted to it last time. And it really is fun. I'm just really hoping that it does feel better. But they did mention like a lot of cool things. Apparently there's been a lot of changes. Magic Find got super nerfed. They've been changing a lot about how the game works fundamentally. There's been a lot of interesting developments with like new items and new mechanics and the stuff. So I'm actually surprised at how much they've been talking about beforehand. But also, it's sort of like the way that they do things, where they go, okay, this is how they do the like teasing and how they slowly push things out, right? So, which is nice, and I can't wait to see what's going to happen, because if they do nerf it well enough, maybe Path of Exile 2 is fun to play, maybe, because it's like at some point everything that you do is in service of one thing, and it kind of feels boring in that way. Especially with the way that the game is meant to be played. Like there's like videos that I've seen, at least of Path of Exile 2, because like those were just before when I got busy, and it was one of the earlier ones where they're showing different skills and stuff and like different combos, and I'm like, it's really hard to play like that in the game now. So I'm hoping that it is good. There's a new RuneScape Souls-like game, which I have no clue why this even exists. So if you just hear it. I don't know why this exists, actually. I have no clue why. But apparently the developers of RuneScape decided to make a Souls-like game. I don't quite understand the purpose of it. But it actually looks kind of interesting. And I only just read the thing. So, oh god, oh Jesus, why does it autoplay every single fucking... This is weird to me, because I always thought that... Like... Basically, this is how I thought RuneScape 3 would be like as a kid. When I was, when RuneScape 3 first released as a child, I thought to myself, oh yeah, that's how that game is going to end up being like. And it ended up being more of like a microtransaction hell, and more of a pay-to-win game, and very little actual gameplay. In fact, but it's weird that they're now doing this. And it's funny because if you look at Jagex as a whole, right? Their only good success has been old school RuneScape, and that somehow has made enough money for them to survive and subsist this entire time. And RuneScape 3 failed so hard that I actually tried to play it recently. There's like maybe a handful of people on at any moment. It's like very, very small population compared to old school RuneScape when you go to the Grand Exchange and everyone's there. On top of the fact that it's not as fun, it's just the same game, but with more autoplay mechanics. Like, you even just walk automatically. It's very odd. And then to see basically that studio say, okay, well, nothing we're doing works in this phase, why don't we just go all the way into a whole different type of game? And you go into, like, a weird Souls-like action-adventure game with RPG elements and town building that, in a way, actually looks a lot like Valheim. And what's funny is that when you play Valheim, you think to yourself, this is what a modern-day RuneScape could be like. I sort of wonder how their thought process arrived at this, and maybe Valheim was a good kick in the rear to get started. Because when I first played Valheim, way back when my friend group was really into it for a good month, and we beat all the content that it had to offer, we all said, wow, this is just like RuneScape, but like a better RuneScape. So it's interesting to sort of see this pop out now. And what's crazy is that it seems like it's going to be pretty good, and the announcement just released last night, so barely got like a read on it, and no one expected this. I don't think a single person expected anything from Jagex to be like this. This is also not the only gaming news, though. There's actually like a shit ton. I was genuinely very surprised at how much there was. There's also the Nintendo Switch Direct, which I never got to watch, mind you. And tomorrow is the Switch 2 Direct, which is nuts, because I'm like, I feel like this like they just announced this, and usually for Nintendo it's weird. Like, I remember when they announced the Wii, and it took like months for them to finally drop info on it. And whereas the Switch 2, it kind of felt like, oh, it's immediately out. There's almost no delay on it. It feels like the same thing that they did with the Wii U, but because it's a Switch, it's infinitely more successful. And I'm like, damn, that's a pretty good role if you think about it. Because the problem with the Switch, or with the Wii U, right? Even though it was announced very quickly, it didn't have the same hype behind it. Like, the Wii was already like a very niche console. And so it's like very few people understood what was going on. Whereas the Switch 2, it feels like everyone that I talk to knows about it. Even the parents in my life. Which is weird. Because to me, when something is popular with parents, that's a good sign that it's popular in general. Because when people who have kids are into this stuff, that aren't my age group, because it's funny to be a person in the age group of people who have kids. It's fascinating because it means that this has sort of like transcended certain boundaries and barriers between different age groups, and also sort of transcended this boundary and barrier between what people find feasibly fun and something that they want to spend money on, despite the fact that the console costs like, how much is the Switch now? I don't know. Nintendo Switch. Price. Best Buy. Sure. Nintendo.com, ENCA, sure. Is this the official website? Holy shit. It's $400. Oh, Jesus. To be fair, I got the special edition one with the Smash Bros. One, like the really cool one that apparently goes for $2,000 now. So maybe it's not that expensive, all things considered, given that that's a special edition. But god damn, that's a lot. Jesus Christ. But even before this, I was actually told to do this. So I don't know why people tell me to do this. I was told to do this, like, and just let them watch it because they like watching my reactions to it, and I don't know why. But there was a Nintendo Direct before this that I never got to watch. I've just been so busy that I couldn't do anything, and they were like, yeah, you should totally check this out live. And they would want to watch me do it. So that's what we're doing, okay? Just for a bit. It's only half an hour. And I don't know what's going on in this one because I've been basically out of the loop for the entire time. And you know how it's going to go. I'm going to skip through and skim through whatever I don't care about because it's... The thing about these directs is that it has a sense of whimsy at the beginning of every segment. And then some of the segments fall flat because some of the games do not do a good job of showcasing them themselves. But for the most part, the highlights are where you really want to sit through it. And then it's like the third-party games that you don't really care about. Or like the second-party, whatever it's called, when it's like a studio within the studio type of deal. I don't know why I agree to certain suggestions. I don't know why I agree to certain suggestions. Unfortunately, this is somebody who's in my personal life. And I say that with love, and I know that I say that with love. But I do find it funny that I say it with love. But I know nothing about this. I don't even know like what games were announced. So, I don't know why people were so excited about this one. What? Urgix Legacy? Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD Remake. Why did Dragon Quest get so popular in Japan? Isn't there like a thing of like Dragon Quest? It's like the most popular series in all of Japan. I still don't understand necessarily why, right? But at the same time, it's made by Toriyama, so it's kind of, or like the art style was set, like the groundwork for the art style was made by Toriyama, which is cool. But I'm like, I don't know why the game got so popular. It's a bit like how there was a Final Fantasy craze for a couple years. How a JRPG got really, really popular to the point where it would overshadow other types of games. Like, it's weird to me to think that there was a time period where Final Fantasy, you know, was way more popular than Metal Gear Solid. And I'm like, one is infinitely more fun than this. Because all of this looks really cool, but I'm reminded of the start problem of the game series is that it's all turn-based combat. And that's not a bad thing. I just sort of imagine that, you know, the newer ones... There's actually a couple entries in the Dragon Quest series that I think is really good. You have the Builder one, which is cool, where they get to build stuff. And then you've got the... I forget the other one. But there's also one where it's like a Dynasty Warriors. They were infinitely more fun than the JRPG style game. But I'm the only person who thinks that. Because Nintendo wouldn't put this as their first title if they thought that this wouldn't sell.
Hello everyone. I'm
Oh, they don't do the like subs anymore? I swear they used to do like subs for this.
Today's Nintendo Direct. Today, we'll be providing information on upcoming Nintendo Switch games.
I wonder how they choose the voices for these guys. How they decide, okay, well, how do they figure out what voice actor would fit the best with this type of person's face and cadence? How do they decide, for instance, that your voice is going to be the voice of this particular dude? And, like, is there a hierarchy? Like, do you get to be the voice of, who's the current president? Current president of Nintendo. Like, who gets to be the voice of Shuntaro Furukawa, okay? Or who, wait, what? Is Miyamoto, is he the one who, like, died? He's the one who died. Okay, Shigeru Miyamoto's the one who died. Damn. He was 72. Jesus Christ.
We'll also have a Nintendo Direct
or like
Nintendo Switch 2 on April 2nd.
Like, how do you be the voice of the guy who makes Super Smash Bros?
Well.
Sakurai.
What you just saw was
Okay,
Dragon Quest
well,
1.
I don't care.
Escape from dire straits.
I wonder also how the Switch 2 Direct is gonna go, because the Switch 2 Direct, you have so much new content for the Switch 2 and so many different changes to it, but it's also fundamentally the same system. And I wonder how many big ticket items they've been saving for the Switch 2, because it's like, I don't expect Metroid. I don't expect like a Pokemon game, although I know there's a new one announced apparently. I don't expect like a crazy new Super Mario game on the level of Odyssey, which is kind of sad. They've been mostly doing like the remakes, right? For the Switch 1 anymore. I think it's so past its time. It's like what, 10 years old now, right? I would, and I think they're probably going to save all of that for the Switch 2, because why else would you make a game that wouldn't be available on the Switch 2? It's a bit like how the Wii U, it only had like a handful of exclusive games. The Luigi's Mansion one was really cool, where you got like to play like a party game. But for the most part, you were like all of your games were available on the Wii, and so there was no real reason to buy the Wii U. And I wonder if they're gonna run into the same problem here,
2 minutes until oxygen 0.
where it's like all the games that they show in this direct aren't really good. But again, the person who asked me to do this said, "You're gonna love this." What is this?
Me! Please help me, Dante!
The latest entry
The
in the
Somnium
the
Files?
Somnium Files series is stirring. You are Kaname Date.
Wait,
a special
I know
agent
this.
with a sophisticated AI.
Yeah, you have like an AI eyeball.
embedded in his left eye.
I always thought of this game series as this is what people wish AI and like the Google Glass tech would end up being like. Like I always thought that the Google Lens thing, it was developed because the developer played this game and wanted to have his own personal waifu in his car seat beside him, but he never realized that that's not what people are going to like do for it, right? Or like it's just not feasible and it doesn't really work and no one really wants this.
Who has been trapped in a mysterious escape game?
I'm sorry, an idol that's been.
Conduct interviews to investigate Iris's whereabouts.
I like the first one. I think this game in particular, the first one was really cool. The story involving how do you have the eye, why do you have the eye, and who are you? What is your identity? That was an interesting take.
Everything you learn will bring you one step closer.
Why is
to
everything
the
based on
truth.
idols?
Uncover what's hidden in reality and dreams to rescue Iris. No Sleep for Kaname Date from The Somnium Files launches on the Nintendo Switch system July 25th.
Wow, these are actually really close. I guess.
Unleash the
Okay, so now I'm realizing too, in a way, this direct kind of spoils the Nintendo Switch 2 direct. Because the Nintendo Switch 2 direct probably tells you when it releases too, right? But when you see the release dates for some of these games, it's like way in July. So 3 more months. Holy shit, 3 more months. We're not gonna get the Switch 2 until Q4 probably, right?
Supernatural.
Because why would they make a game to release it on the Switch 1? I mean, to be fair, as a game developer, how many game developers are told about when the new console sequel is going to release, I suppose?
A classic Atlas action RPG returns with remastered HD graphics and
I honestly thought
enhanced
this was a
gameplay.
Persona game.
Set
I didn't know that they
in
even
Capital
made
City in
real-time
the year
games.
Taisho 20, Raido Kuzunoha makes
Cut
his
the
living as
Gordian
an
knot?
apprentice detective. But unbeknownst to others, he also fights alongside demons as a devil summoner. To
What
protect
is
the
with their
capital,
obsession with
Raido
devils
must
at
investigate
Atlas?
A series of supernatural cases. Fight in real
Oh, and
time
what is with the
battles
obsession?
alongside
I mean, to be
demons
fair,
you
this is an older
summon.
game. Oh wait, it's actually it's an
Work
actual
with your
ARPG.
teammates
Wow.
to strike an enemy's weak point, then
See, this is
follow
what I
up
mean by
with
I don't get why
powerful
tactical games,
cooperation
turn-based games
is
got
the
so
key to
popular.
victory.
If I got this game as a kid, I'd be like, fuck yeah, you know, or a game like
Demons can also be
what's that
useful
other game?
outside of battle.
There's another Final Fantasy adjacent game that was real-time combat too, where you're just a dude in a series of dungeons.
Guide
And I sort of think to
Raido through a
myself, how
series
did
of
the
strange
turn-based genre ever get popular when these were already out at this time? And I wonder how many people just maybe at the time weren't versed in the games. Like it's your first time playing a game, so playing a real-time game is a bit more complicated. But it's like once you put in the effort, it's genuinely more fun.
Pre-orders begin later today on Nintendo
Okay,
eShop.
well this is in June. We have July.
Consume darkness.
What the hell is this, man?
With your memories gone, you have been summoned to a strange, unfamiliar world.
Wait, isn't this the The Pac-Man game? It is.
Or known as Puck. But who is this spherical stranger? Moored in a mysterious, maze-like
Why did
world,
they...
Your battle for survival
I want to know...
begins.
I want to talk to the guy who made this.
As Puck
I wish
guides
I
you on
was
your
more
journey,
deep into the
you'll
industry so I could talk to
delve
people.
deeper into the expansive
And like get
world.
into the mind of why they decided to
By
remake
examining your
or
surroundings,
rethink
you can
who Pac-Man
face
is.
and combine with
But
Puck
we saw
to
this last
explore
time
areas you couldn't reach
when
before.
it's just like Metroid.
But tread
We saw this
lightly.
last time
The creatures
in that other
inhabiting
direct,
this
I think, a
world
long time
prove
ago,
hostile.
when I watched it live again on the request of the same person. Again, I don't know why this person keeps asking me. They know who they are. And I'm always surprised to sort of see it because even from the first time, I was already confused as to what the point of this game was and why you would turn Pac-Man into this.
Work to uncover Puck's true goal.
But some of the mechanics are cool, but again, it just reminds me of how
To survive this cruel world.
you could probably just make this more of a
Iconic Pac-Man
Kirby game, like a darker
Shadow
Kirby
Labyrinth
game.
launches on Nintendo
The game,
Switch
and it's also in July.
18.
The darker Kirby game that has undertones of a world taken over by a nuclear bomb and stuff.
Rhythmic march begins.
Wait, no shit. Please tell me this is...
Patapon and Patapon 2 are
No,
dropping onto Nintendo Switch as one bundle. Play
Why do we have so many remakes? Just give me a new... Why do we have so many remakes? Why? This is the thing that's weird about me with these games. I'm like, okay, you know what? I take back everything I said about the Pac-Man. At least that's new. But this? I don't get it. It's been maybe like 15, 20 years since Patapon 1 and 2. And these were genuinely fun on the PlayStation 2, okay? It's so old that you could do anything with this title. You could do anything with this title. And you could just make a new one and people would think it's a whole new game. And it would even entice the younger generation, and then you could put in new things for the older generation too. Like you could do something with it. I don't know why you need to just remake it. You're watching Switch stuff. It justifies itself by being now it's handheld. Okay, that's a good point. I do forget that this is the Nintendo Switch. But it's like, okay, how many people... This is the thing. You ever see those ads? Look, okay, you ever see those ads where... Here, look. Switch? Nintendo Switch ads. These ads lie to you. I will say this. I've never felt safe taking my Nintendo Switch outside. Okay? Look, and I've never seen someone do this. Ever. Oh, shit. Like, you're not gonna do this, man. If I did this around where I live, that Switch is gone. The very next second, okay? I'm kidding. Somebody will run up and steal it from me. But you can't just do this.
You alright?
Yeah, Mom.
Maybe if you're a child, right? Like this. And then this is the thing,
Hi.
right? Okay, you know what? The least unrealistic thing about this is that the child walks up to the other child and says, "Hey man, that's a nice Switch, can we play?" You know? But they miss the ever pivotal moments when somebody else walks up and says, "Nice Switch, kid," and now hand it over. This like never happens, right? So nobody uses the Switch in handheld mode. Everyone that I know that has a Switch, or like this, look at this. Everyone that I know that has a Switch plays it in like desktop mode or like console mode. No one does this. No one wakes up from their bed and goes on their Switch, man. He's like, oh man, I had such a long day yesterday. Oh, time to play some Nintendo Switch. Time to play some Breath of the Wild. Oh man, it's kind of the ironic thing with the Steam Deck as well. You would not bring it on your commute to work. Yeah, exactly. Like that's the thing about the Steam Deck that I hate too. It's like I think I don't live in a place where it's easy for me to bring it around. There's some places where I can, like if I have to go for a flight or like I have to bring someone to a flight and we're both waiting for the seat, I'll bring it with me to play in the airport. Because theft in an airport probably much harder to pull off, and I'm probably safer, right? But on a subway to work, like someone's gonna rob me. 100% of the time, it's gonna get robbed, and I don't have any like. There's like, what do I do? You know what I mean? It's small, it's handheld, it's easy to steal, and you can't bring it on the bus. Like it's like maybe if I live in Japan. But the thing that's funny to me is that all of these ads involve Westerners. This is a Japanese person believes that America and like just North America in general is safety is like safe enough for you to bring this expensive console with you. It's like they genuinely believe that no one would rob you. But I'm like, phones get robbed daily. If they're doing the same thing, it's so bulky to bring it to you as well. Okay, yeah. But that one's more unique to the Steam deck. That thing is just massive. Like, it's even the carrying case for it. Like, the carrying case for it is maybe a good. I mean, I'm gonna eyeball it. Let's say it's like 16 inches. Like, it's a pretty large console. But then it's also heavy too. So you have like, this like massive size, super heavy. Like the Switch at least is light. Because it has no processing power, so they were able to like get away with the same things. Whereas the Steam Deck really is built like a brick. Like I'm pretty sure I could use it as a self-defense tool. But like this, okay. Well, okay. This is This is just pure. Okay, this is how I imagine that the Switch is usually played, right? If we ignore, why is everything Imagine Dragons? This never happens. This never happens. You never pull it out and start playing it with your friends in the middle of nowhere. There's even one where it's like they're in the look at the laundry machine place. Do you know what you're gonna do at the laundry place? You're gonna put your clothing in. You're gonna find that when you open the like thing, someone left their like underwear in there. It's unwashed. It's full of shit. So you take it out and you put your clothes in, and you're gonna go straight home. No one just sits here to watch and play. Everyone just goes home for the next 50 minutes. Okay, maybe at the party it would be cool. But like these, I think that's like the dream of the Switch. The dream of these handheld consoles is that you can bring it with you and play it at any point in time. But it's just not feasible, right? Like at least the Switch is light, but this, I don't know. This doesn't seem. At least for the, but like even if it's light, right? You have to be in a certain specific place that doesn't have a certain particular type of like crime. And it's like in Japan, you can leave your phone to reserve your spot at a table. In North America, if you do that, your phone will be sent to Vietnam the very next day. I'm not even kidding you. And that's not a racial thing. It's just for some reason, every single phone that's been stolen from me, and I'm a Vietnamese dude, has been sent to Vietnam for parts, and I see it in the Find My iPhone thing. So, it's like day and night, and they do it overnight in one day. It's impressive, actually. Hello, chat. How are you?
When Patapon 1+2 Replay launches on Nintendo Switch.
But you know what? I'm gonna keep that in mind, that these remakes are done with the mindset of it being handheld, and therefore it justifies the remake.
A cozy place.
The party thing is the most plausible. Being the person who has all the games and a reasonably portable device to hook it up to someone's TV. Yeah, but then it's like, I guess it depends on the party too. Well, I mean, yeah. Well, because when I was younger and I did care about that, I think, because nowadays it's weird how the older that I get, the less that my friends want to have LAN parties, and the more that they want to do stuff like eat or like walk. Actually, I recently went on a thing. We went to like a cafe. Everyone brought their kids, and I'm like, oh shit, we're at that age now. But yeah, I can imagine it being fine for most parties. It's just when I was younger too, I used to go to parties where there'd be a set of people that I know there, and then there'd be a large set of people that I don't know there. And very often, the set of people that I don't know there would steal everyone else's stuff. So even then, I would still be a little like hesitant. Like I just feel like, even living in Canada, I just feel like you can't have nice stuff. Like it gets stolen. Like things get stolen regularly. It's crazy.
A windswept valley. This is where your new life begins.
Wait, is this a remake too? Story of Seasons? If I Google Story of Seasons, is it a remake too? Grand Bazaar. Well, it's a series.
Nintendo DS system.
Okay, sure. Your idea of party was much more secluded. I mean, yeah. Even like a secluded party, it'd be nice too. But then it's like, it's weird how I think nowadays, even like, I do make fun of it the way that we're all old and we bring our kids and we play board games. But I do prefer that more than necessarily hook it up to the Switch. Not to say that like the Switch is like a bad party console, but you know what? No, it's a bad party console. Even like Mario Party, right? Only the people who are there to play it really get to enjoy it. And there's only so many player slots for it. And it's like, how often do you have somebody who has like extra material or like hardware for the Switch to accommodate like 4 to 6 to 8 players, right? Most people are only going to have like 2 to 4 controllers. Even I only have 4. But a board game, we could whip out a board game and get 18 people playing werewolf immediately, and all of a sudden it's a riot, right? Like that's great. Wow, and another farming life sim. It's like your demo segment yesterday when you were doing your segment on demos, and it was just a series of keyword slop. There's one keyword slop that I've been thinking about. Cozy farming simulator. The cozy genre has gone too far. Yeah, roguelike deck builder. Cozy farming simulator. Also, August, it means the Switch 2 is not going to come out until at least September. It's just this. I just don't understand how these even became genres. Because cozy is not a genre. I can't play cozy. Like you can, but I don't know what's happening. And then, like a farming game is cool, but like now we got two. I feel like Stardew Valley started something, something bad. There was a period of time. What was this? When farming games were dead, and Stardew Valley was made to bring back the farming game, and now there's too many of them. And it's funny because I've heard this before. Oh fuck! Mind you, I haven't seen this. This is the first time seeing it. I was told by a friend to do this live, so maybe this is why they want me to do it. I thought they were gonna save this for the Switch 2, and it would be absolutely painful if they say at the very end, "Coming to the Switch 2," when that releases. But holy shit, I've been waiting for this for years. But yeah, there was something funny that I read once where you know when something is a trend when 3 to 4 years later all the copycats come out, because it usually takes that long to make a game. So when you see that like wave of things that comes out afterwards, then you know for sure. If it is Switch 1, you can bet your ass it will come to the 2 as well. Yeah, that's fair. And then also like the Switch 2 will probably, is the Switch 2 stronger? I don't know. I guess we'll find out tomorrow, because tomorrow's the time when. Also tomorrow will be a 9 a.m. stream for me, because I do want to see that one live. But oh man, I've been waiting for this for years. I played every single one. I played the Hunter series. I played every single one of these I played the classic 2D side scrollers. It's so good. I was gonna play the first one, because there's a mouse support mod for an emulator. But then they released a remaster, and I was like, well, might as well play that at some point. Oh, it looks so good. Oh, it looks so good. It's weird how this is the only game where you actually get to feel like you're in a suit.
Alien creatures living in the jungle.
I feel like most games that have you in a suit don't really feel like you're within a suit. Like this one, it's crazy how well they do the feeling of the game and the targeting and the way that you fight, so that you feel like you're someone operating a giant power suit. It's kind of cool.
As she explores the planet, Samus is granted mysterious and ancient powers.
Oh, why do they do this? They always do this stupid, mysterious,
abilities.
Ancient power angle. Psychic abilities.
Allow Samus to operate and
see, at this point, just give her a gravity gun, right? Like,
her to control the
what's the point?
trajectory of her beams with the power of her mind.
They've been doing this since Metroid.
Were these powers bestowed
Something
on
Dark
Samus?
Hunters, something Dark Powers 3 or 4 or something, where they kept on going down this angle of she gets more and more like powered up, and then Metroid Dread changed it to be like she's infected and then she's no longer infected or something. Like, it's weird how the timeline is now. And I always wonder, why didn't they just stick with the sci-fi elements? Not to say that the weird mystical elements aren't cool, but I always thought that in a sci-fi world, you could do a lot with the power scaling in a way that feels very, very strange, while still keeping the nature to be like weirdly nature, and not needing weird dark powers. I think they went kind of crazy with the power angle. You went out on an odyssey to catch up on the Metro series. You did not get very far, mostly because of your own stubbornness. Well, now you have to tell us what. Also, when does it release? 2025. Okay, well, I don't know. Okay, well, what does that mean? Was it stubbornness because you didn't enjoy it, or was it stubbornness because you didn't want to play it in the order? It was a stubbornness because you want to get like a real
It
GameCube.
looks like even more
To play it.
challenges await Samus.
You started with Super Metroid. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's a bad game to start with, and the game is hard. Yeah. You know what's funny too is that there's basically no story to the game. There's zero story to the game. So you could have started with any other Metroid and been better off and still had a much better experience because in a way the other ones flow a lot better in terms of the way that they play. But to be fair, the first one is also the only one that sticks with the horror vibes. Metroid Dread is like a close one that sticks with the horror vibes, but the first one really sticks with the horror vibes. Like I would have even said start with like Metroid. Actually, don't start with the first one. Play Metroid Zero Mission, which is a remake of it. So I don't know. So every time someone says they want to get into Super Metroid, I always think to myself they should start with Metroid Zero Mission. It's a remake kind of on the GBA. So I guess Nintendo did do. I guess they're the ones who started with the remake trend. But the difference is that one has a whole post game section, which is even better. Well, not. It's not better, but it is interesting in the sense of like it gives you more lore and it plays with this idea of like who Samus is, right? And it has all the modern day sort of Metroid 2D side-scrolling gameplay improvements that Super Metroid didn't have, where you have to like deal with the like the really really janky jumping and like the slow motion stuff. Part of the stubbornness, you did research on what order to play them, and you tried to stick with an order someone made up to maximize the appreciation. To maximize the appreciation for the mechanics maturing over time. Well, this is the downside you would guess. I'm gonna say this. I don't give a shit about mechanics maturing, right? Because like, yeah, it's that is the downside of the fact that an immature mechanic is not the same as like something being sort of inane or boring. Because it's gameplay that's immature, it's frustrating. It's frustrating. It's painful. It's very slow, especially in like a modern context. Immaturity when it comes to gameplay mechanics is so different from story immaturity, where you can kind of ignore the story in entirely or like fill in your like gaps, right? But for gameplay, you're doing it every moment. You have to make those jumps. You have to turn into the ball. You have to shoot your missiles. You have to do everything, okay? You need to find and go backtrack into different places to get items, which gets way easier within the later games. You need to do all these different things that don't really matter. And the boss fights all end up feeling very much the same. Whereas, like, again, if you play Zero Mission, I'm just gonna say it, okay? The Super Metroid, it's not the worst game to play, but it is very painful. But I will say the grappling hook is still a really cool item. But I think Zero Mission is the best way to start with it, because I don't know why you would do that to yourself. I don't know why you would do that to yourself. And it's crazy too, because the leap forward from the first Super Metroid into the next game is massive. It's like the next game within the Metroid series feels like a whole different game in terms of pacing and speed and gameplay mechanic that feels so close to what it is in the modern day that it's almost like the first game was a prototype that they made in someone's bedroom. Like that's how different it is. Even the tone of the story is so different, so as to be like less weird and alien and more so just Metroid as it is today. You told yourself you would give a shit in the sense that you would have a higher pain threshold when you don't know yet what you're missing. Okay, well, have I increased the pain, or have I? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to increase your pain. I guess now that you know, it's a bit too late now, right? But it's a good series to get into. It really is.
On to some more headlines.
I would say though, it's like Zero Mission and then the Metroid Prime games onwards. That's when the game gets pretty much solid, and you'd never really have to deal with like bad gameplay.
Once upon a time, there
The
was
only
a
one
trash
that I would also say to
coffee
skip
shop
is
that
the Hunters game
transformed
on
into a
the
magical
DS.
potion cafe.
I'm just skip this. I don't give a shit about Disney games. I'm sorry.
Summon a spellbinding adventure.
This is gonna be a cozy cafe simulator. Cozy cafe game. Yep. How did I know? Oh, hey, is this a life sim? Yeah, cozy
Welcome
cafe
to
witch
Witchbrook College, where
adventure
students
life
strive to
simulator
master
2D
the
pixel art.
magical arts.
Chucklefish? Okay, I'm gonna say this. I don't trust Chucklefish anymore. Hello, chat. How are you? I don't trust Chucklefish anymore because they ruined Starbound. Starbound died, and Chucklefish apparently has like a lot of really bad practices with like taking money and like stuff. So I never trust the game that they release anymore, which is sad because I think they had something going initially.
During class, use magic circles to perform rituals, fly on brooms, and learn advanced techniques to go from witch in training to skilled spellcaster.
Then after school, run your cafe in a
There's also
cozy
plenty to
2D
do
city.
outside of class. Hang out with friends at their homes.
No. This is your home?
Hang
That's
out
not a
with
home. That's like a whole store. You live on top of a fashion store. That is not a home.
friends at their homes.
Actually, you know what's funny? I always see those buildings where it's like you have like the restaurant underneath and then someone living on the top, right? What if the person living on top of your restaurant is like having sex or something? And like all you hear is the like floor is banging and like moaning, right? And like you and your customers are just like, oh shit, here we go again. Like, what do you do? Part of you is super mouthing about the Eastshade developers. Eastshade is an amazing game. Working on a cozy witch life sim game. No. Instead of what they did before. No. But you hope that you will be pleasantly surprised. Why did they do this? Why did they do this? Yeah, because Eastshade was an amazing game about just walking around a place. It's the painting game, right? Where, well, it's not really you painting, but it's like you exploring an island and seeing things that like can be painted and like learning about the story. Like I played that game and I really enjoyed it. Yeah. Why are they going for a cozy witch life sim? You know what it is? It reminds me of this thing where it's like people add mechanics just to get people addicted to it. And I feel like life sim and cozy is the best way to get someone addicted to it. Because cozy is a way of convincing people that this will make your life better, even though your life is awful. Whereas like life sim is a way to engage you every single moment. Because the moment that you leave your sim alone, they're going to die. You enjoy the noises. Oh, nice! They're having sex again upstairs. Oh, good. Man, my noodles taste really great. The game of development is called Songs of Glimmerwick. Oh man, I mean, listen, maybe it'll be good, but even I remember they have a YouTube channel where they go over how they made their game, and it wasn't until their wife came in and it said, "This is bad. How about you try this?" that they changed mechanic. Okay, like it took their partner, both their creative partner and their real life partner, coming in like midway through development, saying all of this is bad and try this, that the game actually became what it was. There's an initial version of the game that sucks dick. All right, massive cock. So there's a very good chance that this being that might be awful, but it does look kind of cool. So I don't really know. Funny that you mentioned that because you had the same argument come up in your chat yesterday. I was there. Yeah. Like games that churn in the card games that make them more addicting. Yeah. Though you're not sure how that inherently creates a hook. I think it's the roguelike hook. I think I got the point that Slinker was making in your chat. It was same reason why League of Legends is very fun. It's not the cards themselves. I think specifically it's just the fact that there's like RNG. You never know what you're going to get. And then because you never know what you're going to get, every run feels fresh. And so you always chase that like high of this time it'll be good. And when you hear that line, I'm always reminded of the fact that my friend who's addicted to gambling, and I say this with all love because he's not really addicted, but at the same time, like he tells me, man, if I lived in Vegas, it'd be over. He always says, yeah, but I can't stop playing. So I set a limit of $20, but then when I get to the end, I'm like, just one more time. And I'm like, buddy, it's I tell his girlfriend, I'm like, keep the money away, and that's our mod. I tell her, keep the money away from him. Vampire Survivors is what gave you that, because there's so many obscure combinations. Yes. Yeah. So many obscure combinations, and you get to do a bunch of really interesting things. Oh god, it's even multiplayer.
Explore this whimsical world on the road to graduation.
Okay, to be fair, this does seem kind of cool. I think if you're looking for like a Harry Potter style game, this would be your type of game. Is this Habbo Hotel?
Enrollment.
Oh man, Habbo Hotel. Can I look up like gameplay videos of Habbo Hotel again? It's been a long time since I've seen this game. Yeah, let's show the younger generation what. Okay, Habbo Hotel, no commentary. Habbo Hotel, no commentary gameplay. With some slight Ragnarok Online vibes. I still miss that game. That game and Tree of Savior just died. Habbo Hotel Origins, Habbo Hotel Games, no commentary. By Zitizen, 136 views. Tell me what I should play for the next video. Okay, buddy, step one is you gotta have volume in your videos, man. Even higher volume. Jesus Christ, this guy's playing at 5 FPS. Did someone tell them? That is true. Did someone tell them? No. Do they still make things? No. They're still waiting. They're still waiting. They're still waiting for someone to tell them what to play next. They've been waiting all these years, and no one's ever told them, hey, can you play Metal Gear Solid next? No. He's never played anything else. He has a Gmod video though? Yeah, but that was okay. Somebody must have told him on this video to play Thingamabob. Habbo Hotel. What is this?
In West Philadelphia, born and raised, snow cool, no putting some dicks right.
Okay, we are not listening to that. That is a parody that we have no clue if it's safe or not to listen to.
Begins.
But yeah, this game, yeah, it really does seem like it's trying to go for that vibe of what's like going on there. Yeah, yeah. As soon as I started Dix, I was like, this is not a game that we should listen to.
Games await. Set off
On the World War II RP server, no less. Everyone knows that Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was hot during World War II. Like Will Smith was the hottest artist. Actually, you ever see that meme where it's like how like back then conscription hit everyone, and so it's like you would have Elvis on the front lines, and then you would be like, and then it was like, this is crazy. Imagine if you're on the front lines and like Beyonce saying "Cover Me." I wish I could find it. It's so fucking funny. I wish I had like a librarian like Northern Lions so I could be like librarian, pull up that like meme.
Your trusty cane with
That's what I imagine, right? Is if Will Smith was alive then, he would be playing that as he's walking around.
The archipelago holds. Find out when the Eternal Life of Goldman launches on Nintendo Switch this holiday.
Man, some of these are very, I don't know, like it doesn't really stick out to me.
Celebrate the 40th anniversary of
With the remake!
Collection of arcade shoot 'em up games.
Oh, okay, good. It's not a
across the
remake.
series.
Well, it is just a reselling of
Titles
it, though,
include
I guess.
Gradius, Salamander,
These games should have stayed in the past. Not that it's a bad game, but I feel like we don't need it again. You know what I mean? Like it's done its course. It's dead. If there's no way for somebody to think, like, I get the point of having it on handheld, right? But you know what it is? No, I don't get it. I don't care if the Switch is handheld. Nobody uses it as a handheld. You know what you should do? Buy a Steam Deck. Emulate these games. Save your money. Because why would you pay again for this game again instead of getting a new one? I don't get it. Like, just give me something new, right? Give me a modern day Gradius, and looks like you've just recreated a Bayonetta.
battle to the beat in Rift of the Necro Dancer. Press the corresponding buttons in
What?
each lane to fight monsters in rhythm-based combat.
Oh no.
Keep the cadence going with epic boss battles.
Okay, you know what?
Working
This one
with
actually
games,
does seem pretty good.
remix stages and global leaderboards. Plus, more musical mayhem.
I'm actually kind of sad that they didn't
with
keep the
select
old
music packs
Necro
and
Dancer
DLC.
gameplay style though.
And
This one seems a lot like that other game, EverQuest, where it's or like Everhood, where you're going around and you have to do certain moves to the beats. I always thought that Necro Dancer, Crypt of the Necro Dancer, was really interesting because it was like a roguelike game. Is that Hello Kitty? What's this? What is this? Is this?
Tamagotchi Plaza, a brand
What
new
the fuck? Tamagotchis? It's called Tamagotchi?
the Tamagotchi Connection series.
I didn't even know that there was like a series. Wasn't it just the toys that you keep with you, and then you're like Tamagotchi dies, and then you get all sad for a day before you reset?
There are stores galore.
Wow.
Design glasses at the eyewear shop.
Is it a TV show? Tamagotchi. Wait, is it like a large series? Holy shit. No, it's just a wait, that's an official site. Yo. Wait, can you still buy these? SNS. Official shop. Okay, products. Wait, you can actually get a real Tamagotchi now. Wow. I thought these were dead. Wait, maybe I can have one. 20th anniversary. Perform a Tamassage to meet Tamagotchi shop exclusive Pochitochi. What? What? Pochitochi? Pachichi. Wait, press C to start. What is this? Aim for 100 Tamassage. You can meet Pachichi. Let's choose yes. I'll look for Tama friends. You have no idea what this means. Tamagotchi characters are life forms that live on Tamagotchi planet, on a planet far away from Earth. After their discovery on Earth in 1996. I like how it's specifically 1996. I didn't know that this was a whole series. Tamagotchi Connection. What is this? Okay, we had to click on all these. Where? I didn't know that this was still alive. You like the double goal to that. Yeah, they were really emphasizing, like, this is a Tamagotchi. Download items. Angel or monster, which one you choose to play? I feel like I've been missing out on a fragment of my childhood because I didn't know that these were still alive. And you're telling me all this time they have cosmetics for your Tamagotchi? Like, these things can download things? I feel like I've been missing out, dude. What? Hey, chat, do you guys want to do like a Tamagotchi stream one day? I'll get a Tamagotchi. I'll center a webcam on my Tamagotchi. I'll wear my patented black gloves, and I'll let you guys watch me play with my Tamagotchi. And now you can attach them to your wrist. Wait, can you? Wait, where? Oh, because it's like a rich wrist. Oh, there's a video. Ah! Why is it so crusty? Okay, here we go. Wow. It's got color. It has like graphics. What is animations? Dude, no one told me this. No one told me this. Wow. Okay, wait. Okay. No way those are sold in your country right now, though. If we have, I imagine import for these must cost like thousands. So what is a Tamagotchi? This is the original one. So the original Tamagotchi still exists, but now there's different characters. 6 fresh and new original Tamagotchi designs for spring, and you get new characters even. But not even new characters, actually. It's just, this is like a keychain. So this is the original keychain version, but it's like shit because your characters are tiny. Tamagotchi Connection. With revamped programming from the nostalgic 2000s device. It's a multiplayer version. What is Tamagotchi Nano? Evangelion? What? Demon Slayer. Evangelion. Hamtar. Is that a VTuber? Yo. What? Star Wars? Hey, chat. Does anybody know somebody from Nintendo? I need to get my own Tamagotchi. Yo. I need to get my own Tamagotchi. Where's Spy Family? Where? Holy shit, chat. Oh, you're right. It's Anya. Jujutsu Kaisen. Oh my god. What is this? No. We have to see Grogu. What is Grogu like? Star Wars Grogu. What is he? I've never heard him speak, and I've never seen the thing fully, so I don't know what voice he makes, but I imagine that he goes like feed him squid chowder, feed him macaron. Grogu wearing necklace, Grogu in an egg pod, Grogu in a bag, Grogu at school, cup holding Grogu. Grogu in a vase. You can play frog catch or get the silver ball. Escape from Bounty Hunter. I don't know. That one seems a bit more intense. Give me macarons. This is what? Dude, look at this. Look at this keyboard. They have a Tamagotchi keyboard too. I need to know how they got the VTuber. What is this VTuber's name? What is that VTuber's name? Who is she? Does anybody know who this is? Open image in new tab. What's your name? Hololive. This is a Hololive. Okay. Tamagotchi Hololive. Chat, I need to go to Holo. It's Pekor? Okay. I didn't know that. Sorry. Listen, all you stands, I had no clue. I need to go to Hololive. I need to go and become a Hollywood Hololive VTuber. And I need to get my life's goal is to be on a Tamagotchi. There's an unboxing video.
Hello, everybody.
Don't talk.
Know this.
Okay, you're too much talking. Sorry, you said too many words.
Hi everyone.
Stop!
오빠니 스키프.
Tamagotchi Hololive. Just show me the Tamagotchi. No commentary. No commentary. Just let me see this. Oh, here we go. Oh. Ina's Tamagotchi betrayed her and left her.
How to dress up your Tamagotchi
Okay,
character
this one's fine because it's a short, so it goes by fast.
to look like they're from Hollow Live. Recently, Bandai
What?
Japan has announced that they're going to release an all-new Tamagotchi
Okay, well, I want to see the actual one. You did find the wrist Tamagotchi on German Amazon for like 60 euros. That's like 500 Canadian. That's actually a pretty steep price, but it makes sense though. But at the same time, imagine the price of the HoloLive one, which was probably like a one-time purchase. No commentary. So you get the pirate lady, you get Marine. I know Marine. I know now I know Pecora. Man. It's more like 100 Canadian. I know, sorry. I like the meme about the fact that the Canadian dollar is weak. I always like to do like a meme about it because it's the only way that I can feel alive again, you know? Like it makes me feel good about the fact that we have no money in Canada. Anyways, let's look at this Tamagotchi game. I mean, I'm not surprised. I feel like Tamagotchi is a fun. We have Canadian Tire money.
12 wonderful stores need your help.
Oh man, don't worry, Canadians. Can you imagine like Mike Carney going up on stage and then he's saying like, I don't need to fix the economy. Your Canadian Tire money. Canadian Tire money is now coming back into circulation. Anybody who's been saving your Canadian Tire money, it's now valid currency. And then the person who's had like 500,000 of it, because you used to get like 100 per dollar, he's like, I'm rich.
June 27th.
It makes sense the way a Tamagotchi survived. As a child, I will say this. As a child, being a parent seems a lot cooler than you would think. When I was a child, I was like, I can't wait to have children of my own, to be a parent and to like take care of like a dog and the stuff, right? And so having a Tamagotchi, you know, was like a dream of mine, but we were too poor to like have one. But I always thought, man, it'd be so cool to take care of like a pet or something. And now that I've had 2 dogs, I don't want to do it anymore, man. I don't want to do it anymore. Like it's like I love them, but it's like I'm not made to take care of someone. Okay, so this is just Pokemon. What is the... I don't know. I feel like if I was a Pokemon fan, I would love this more. This is the one that I heard was announced.
Welcome to Pokemon Legends ZA, a new title in the Pokemon series.
It looks cool.
You'll begin your adventure by choosing one of
Wait, actually,
partner Pokemon.
Isn't this the same universe as the Detective Pikachu game? I'm pretty sure it's the same one, though. It has the same buildings.
The setting is this metropolis that also appeared in the Pokemon X and Pokemon Y games.
Oh.
Lumio City. To make it easier for people and Pokemon to coexist, a company named Quasartico Inc. is carrying out an
Quasartico
urban redevelopment plan.
Inc.
Here, we'll get a glimpse into
You know,
the
I will
lives of
say,
the
this actually
Pokemon
looks like
and
their
people in
highest
Lumio
effort
City.
yet. It's actually pretty impressive to look at this angle, but I wonder how it actually looks like in the gameplay. Does it look nearly as impressive? Because I remember looking at Sword and Shield, and I look at the barren plains of like dirt grassland with like, you know, just dirt and like grass, and I remember thinking to myself, this is what people pay $100 for.
You can catch Pokemon here.
But this actually looks kind of interesting, where it genuinely looks like there's more fidelity and more things to look at, and it looks more alive. Still looks a bit weak compared to most of the games.
There are Pokemon that
Like,
live outside.
look at this. Okay, like look at the vista that's shown here, right? And then look at Metroid Prime 4. And like look at the difference. One of these feels like this one feels way more alive. Like look at this. What happened?
Is the unknown planet.
Like you have this and then you have this. I feel like these two teams should like hook up.
On rooftops.
Whoa, on rooftops.
People and Pokemon live easygoing lives in Lumio City. But when night falls, the city's aura transforms.
It does look
Highly
cool.
skilled trainers are invited to participate in a tournament.
I think I get it.
Royale.
When you were younger
Trainers
and playing
await
Pokemon for the
in
first
battle
time,
zones.
this is what I imagined. When I was playing Pokemon Ruby as a kid, I did sort of imagine that this was the way that the world was.
You to battle.
You'd be going on adventures, doing things, fighting people. And holy shit, it's real-time battles? What?
Strike first before being seen, and you'll land a surprise attack.
Holy shit, you can gank
During
people?
battle.
Wait, okay. That's actually sick. Wait.
Strike first.
Dude, imagine you're just hanging out outside with your Pokemon, staring at the night sky. They're just looking up at the night sky, staring at the stars, being, oh, Floigas, don't you love the stars? I'm so glad that you're my best friend. And then from behind you, you see a Floigas get bitten in half. It's like its body snaps in half from its stem. You see its blood spray everywhere. Because you were just ganked by a level 44 Lucario.
Before being seen, and you'll land a surprise
Like, boom. Her best friend has just been assassinated
attack.
by some random
During
kid.
battles, using a super effective move at the right moment is key.
Wow, I guess this is like a real-time game. Huh. That's actually very different. You know what? This is actually exciting.
Surprise attack.
I will say the Pokemon formula with turn-based games is pretty boring. And I always think to myself, how can you make it more fun? And I think to myself, Final Fantasy XII had the best combination of real-time slash reactive, where you could even use certain moves just in time to save yourself. But it was just like ability for you to move around the battlefield and actually take care of your spacing and stuff that was interesting. But here they also add these different skill elements of like, if you dig, you will dodge a move.
Using a super effective move at the right moment.
But I
is
wonder
key.
if that's an actual real-time thing, or if it's still turn-based, but it's just you're walking around, right? Like, it could be an illusion.
Mega evolution. Some Pokemon can.
Because in the
power
real
up.
Pokemon game, that's how it worked too, where you use dig, some moves will just miss you.
You'll start at rank Z.
But I
and
do,
work your way up
I
to
do like
rank
the
A.
idea of ganking people. There is something funny about that.
Trainers who reach the top are said to have a wish granted.
What? Like, imagine you're walking around with your Gardevoir, and we all know what happens with those because we've all read the lore, right? So, and you're out there with your lovely Gardevoir and gets blown up by a Hyper Beam. Like, what do you do?
What will you find on
Like,
your adventure?
the nighttime in the city must be insane. I don't know if you've ever lived in a place that really loves fireworks too, where it's like you try to sleep at nighttime, and then people are just firing off fireworks and just having fun, right? It'd be like that, but instead of fireworks, it'd be hyper beams. So you would just see like lasers in the sky every 5 seconds, and you would hear like someone screaming like, "My Gardevoir!" You know what I mean?
Pokemon Legends ZA. launches
I might
on
get this. This
Nintendo
one actually does seem kind of cool,
later
but I
this
am
year.
hesitant about the fact that I don't know if the gameplay really is real time or if it's like a turn-based
For
thing
Illumio
still.
City, where the game is set, the
But
aura
it really does
transforms.
seem like a much better
Day
Pokemon game
and
compared to
night.
Pokemon Sword and
Seems
Shield
there are
or
even more secrets to uncover. Please be on
that
the
game that
lookout
was set
for
in,
more
in like a barren
information.
wasteland. that one was a bold choice. Maybe as like a tech demo and like how to learn how to improve your tech, sure, but like
Hello
it was just
there.
what?
The game you're about to see boop, doesn't have a big, epic story. Boop.
Boop.
But what it does have is lots of funny little rhythm games. Boop.
Boop.
You wanna see? Boop.
Boop.
Just press the button to jump through the ring.
What is this? Why does she keep doing that? No, it's a
Sounds easy,
it's another rhythm
but the
game.
timing is super tricky. Boop. Maybe you could try it in time to a rhythm.
Jin Ooh. Rhythm games are for people who can't sit still and have their leg constantly shaking under that table. Like that's because a rhythm game is just follow the pattern, right? It's the same type of person who likes to do paint by numbers, same type of person who likes to do who likes to do the cooking by the book. Same type of person who likes multiple choice questions versus like free form answers, right? Like it's a certain type of person that really loves these games. I'm not that type of person,
In this
but
game,
I do love paint. I do love to paint by the numbers.
you might do almost anything, but you'll need to do it in rhythm.
And the problem with these games too, they always end up being just a series of it's always a series of why is that word so hard to say? It's a series of mini games where the gameplay is the same thing over and over and over. It's like a one-button game. You could do the same thing with like a dog clicker, right? The same pattern of like gameplay. You might even have more fun with a dog clicker, because then it's like your dog will just naturally like look at you and then be like happy, right? Like it's. But very few rhythm games really hold my attention, unlike Patapon, where I'm like, I wish more rhythm games were like Patapon, where there's a lot of thinking involved and you can like sort of like shift and maneuver your team for different various situations. But most of them always end up being this idea of do the right thing in the right pattern at the right timing. Which, sure, that is important to the idea of like music and, you know, because rhythm is also music too, but it's like, I feel like Patapon showed what was possible with the music genre a long time ago, and we just never decided to continue with it for some reason, and I don't know why.
With practice, you might even be able to play it with your eyes closed.
Boop. How come she doesn't like do the boop anymore? And they don't show the hand anymore. Okay, they don't show the hand pressing the button anymore because they don't want you to know that you're still pressing the A button. In fact, I bet you, if I go back to here, I can just take a screenshot of this and just superimpose it onto the gameplay video. And no joke, this is your gameplay the entire time. Top tier rhythm game gameplay.png. There we go. Top tier rhythm game gameplay.png. We'll just okay, charts. Okay, it's not this. Sorry. Top tier rhythm game gameplay.png. Top tier rhythm game gameplay.png. Sorry, I'm still trying to find it. Top tier. Top tier. There we go. Everything's alphabetical, but it still doesn't really help. Okay, so I'm going to superimpose it onto here, and what you're going to see is the exact same gameplay no matter what game it is, okay? That's a problem with the rhythm game, is you're just pressing the one button over and over and over and over. Like, there is no difference. Why is she so detailed? Why is her ass shaking so detailed?
With a brand new entry in the Rhythm Heaven series, Rhythm Heaven Groove.
2026.
That was Rhythm Heaven Groove.
I can't hate on it too much because it's the same reason why people do speed runs, right? People just want to do that stuff because they enjoy it. But I look at a rhythm game and I go, I don't know where the gameplay is necessarily. And what's funny is that if you give a drum set to a person who plays a rhythm game, right? They scoff at it. But I'm like, buddy, it's the same thing. But now you have freedom. Like you can choose the pace that you like go at.
Featuring Mario in this Nintendo Switch system, and a Legend of Zelda game in this one. Freely inserting the games you have on hand into any system you want.
Yes, which is good.
But what?
It's so good in the fact that this is how my wife and I get away with playing so many Switch games, because we switch games with my nephew.
Digital games could be as flexible and convenient as game cards.
I actually hate this about the digital games. It's why I always buy the cartridge. Because even if you lose the cartridge and it sucks even more that you can't share the game with somebody else and save money. Because okay, this is the one thing. Nintendo never lowers the price of their games. So you still buy Breath of the Wild, it's like $100 still. And it's like, why do that when I just give the cartridge to my nephew so he can play it?
Well, here's what we came up with. Introducing the Virtual Game Card.
Wow.
In the future, virtual game cards can be used for digital games.
Why they make it sound so fancy? Did you know that you can copy a game's files between different systems? Wow! A feature of a file system since 1980 something.
When purchasing the digital version of a game, it will be loaded onto your system as a virtual game card, allowing you to play that title. Your digital games will be lined up as virtual game cards on a dedicated management screen. Here, you can load and eject your virtual game cards and manage which games you can play on your system.
And you can lend. I saw the word lend to a family member. I'm surprised. I'm always surprised whenever
If you have two Nintendo Switch systems,
platforms come out with
you can eject
with
a
this
virtual
feature
game
and they
card
act like it's a
one
crazy cool thing.
and load it onto the
There's a
second.
level of okay, maybe the DMCA aspect
Now
or
you
like
can
the
play this
licensing
game
aspect
on
has to
the
be
second
taken care of,
system,
in the sense of
wherever
you
and
own the
whenever you
game but not someone else, and so
Just
lending
as
is a
if
whole
you have
thing.
inserted a
But even
physical
Steam,
card.
when they changed the family share system to its
With
current
virtual
family
game
system,
cards,
and it was
you
like
can
this
freely load and arrange which
like a
games
major
you play
fanfare
from
thing.
the two
I didn't really understand why it was such a major deal, given the fact that it's all sort of the same thing anyways, and it's just something that's already built into the system that they didn't want to expose, right? Like it's, and like, oh, you're going to watch a movie? No ways.
You can also
Have a great day, and hopefully you enjoy the movie. But I always think of it as like, it's funny too because like we know, I think, roughly what the underlying software of a Switch is, because I'm pretty sure people have already reverse engineered it to make like, because I know that there's custom firmware for it. And so it's always funny to think that they make it such a major deal when it's like, that's just something that we could have done, but it's because of business concerns that we're not allowed
You can
to.
only lend one game at a time to a particular person.
And I get it, you know, because people would just steal and just copy the games around. But at the same time, it's like, why would you ever bother buying a digital game when it costs the same as a physical game, but you can't share it? It's like, it doesn't make sense from like a consumer standpoint. And thus, in a way, it makes piracy even a lot more appealing, because then you get all the benefits of the physical cartridge, but with all the benefits of an electronic format too. And it always surprises me when it takes so long for something like this to come into reality too, where it's like, I feel like they could have done that before and maybe saved themselves a lot of headache. I'm assuming this is the indie game portion of it. Yeah, this is the indie game portion of it. Well, I think some of these I've seen, most of these, the Wandering Village and the stuff, yeah. But just gonna keep on going.
History once more.
Not that indie games are bad, but like I feel like indie games, it's weird in the sense of like, once you see, like, because I feel like you see the trailer elsewhere on like the PC side, and so there's no real need for you to see it again. Higher on Life, the one
of Saga Frontier 2 is venturing on to Nintendo Switch. Meet Gustav, the royal heir, and Will
I just talked about this too, how
two heroes whose fates and
the
legacies will
it's on
intertwine
Steam now
across
as well, actually.
generations in this
And
epic RPG.
I hate remakes, but at the same time, if you've never played it and you want whatever it is, I can see the appeal.
Experience the original
But I will say
story,
this,
along with
2
brand
sucks
new
compared to
events
1.
that expand
The first one was a lot
vibrant
better.
world of Sondale.
Okay, yeah, it's brand new events, yeah, sure.
Monumental adventures await.
I swear this is a game that's already existing, no?
Embark on peaceful journeys
What?
across this series of beautiful puzzle games.
I swear this game released like years ago. This game released in 2014. Why do I give a shit? Not to say that like an old game doesn't, isn't gonna be fun, but like what's the point of seeing this when you can just watch the game?
Optical illusions
Or like play
to
the game
discover.
elsewhere?
And
Though I see it says 3.
unlock this chapters. Games launch on Nintendo Switch April 15th. Pre-orders begin later today on Nintendo eShop.
Uh-huh. Okay, I feel like...
Help Noor on her journey to restore the world's light.
3 seems
Monument
cool.
Valley
I don't think...
3, setting sail on Nintendo Switch this
Monument Valley 3. So Monument Valley 3 released in... released in 2024. I mean, that seems interesting. What is this? Wait! Isn't this that golf game that we saw within that... the Vivers? Or no, that was just like a series of like golf animes.
Everybody's Golf series is driving onto Nintendo Switch.
Yo.
Aim. Time your button press just
No,
right,
why is it button press?
And take your shot.
Wait. Is it button press because they got rid of the gyro? Because I feel like this is... On the Wii, the golfing games were really fun. The sports games were really good because of the motion sensor. I feel like if you do it by button press, it's not nearly as fun. Whereas like actually swinging it around was way more fun. And I know that the Switch now has like the sports resort game. So I kind of wonder why they decided to stay away from the gyroscope motion sensor mechanic, which I think is the best part of any golf game.
Backspins, side spins, and other special shots.
That's just cheating!
In the single-player challenge mode, compete in tournaments and face off against a range of rivals to become the ultimate golfer. In Wacky Golf, your
In
shots
Wacky
could get
Golf.
pulled into holes, or obstacles might fall. It's golf that's not quite par for the course. Up to 4 golfers can hit the fairway together locally.
This
or
would be
in online
cool.
play.
Like, genuinely, a golfing game could be cool if only it had actual motion controls, and if only the Switch had a controller capable of motion controls. If only you didn't have to press a button to load up your shot. Every single time I see a superhero thing from Marvel or something, I skip because I know it's mostly a cash grab. It's usually a shit game and mostly a cash grab. Almost 100% of the time. What's this? Is this Animal Crossing? Did she just fart? Wait. No! Wait, I think I know what. Oh, it is. It is! It is. Oh, you can tell just for the voice. It's Tamagotchi Life, isn't it? This game was fantastic. I thought this game was so good. On I forget the system. I'm pretty sure it was the Wii, because you could make your own Miis on the Wii that would be your character, and you could do anything, and you could just have them walk around. And there's been Miis on the Switch for a while, which I learned last stream. Apparently, my nephew's been making one for the entire family, and I had no clue, because it's like, wow, I can't believe it. But then now it's like, damn, like now we see it. Like a real use case for the Miis, because before there was no reason to have the Miis on the Switch, but now there is with Tamagotchi Life.
Did you want to talk?
The best part is the weird text-to-speech too. There's something funny about the way that they use it in this game.
That was Tomodachi Life Living the Dream, the first new entry in the series in over 10 years.
Yeah, it's been a long time. Holy shit.
In the trailer, we saw Mii characters living on an island out at sea.
Yeah, farting, doing
What
dances.
kinds of interactions do you think they'll have? We hope you're looking forward to it.
I wonder if this one has the connectivity aspect of it too, because there was one thing that I can't recall, but I don't think it was within the first one, where you could see other people's Miis as well. Or maybe you could, because like I know that the Wii, for instance, if you played with somebody else, you could like see their Miis in your Mii Plaza or something. And I wonder if it's the same way here, because I don't know if because the Switch does have online, and it would be kind of interesting to see, because that's the one thing about the Miis, is that you only really can make so many Miis. Like at some point you run out of ideas, so it was nice to have other Miis appear and like almost inspire you or make you afraid. And I also wonder if it's still weird and wacky, where I remember specifically the character creator within like the Wii Mii thing. There was like ways that you could break out of the shell and make some weird looking characters. And I wonder if you can still do the same here. But I will say we probably won't see any modded Miis for a long time, if any, just because the Switch is sort of it's much more locked down. But maybe that's also not true. Maybe they'll find a way to mod the Miis in, and you'll see some weird Miis too.
Our final announcement is something a little different that's not a game.
What?
Here's Mr. Miyamoto to introduce it.
Mr. Miyamoto, who?
Hello, I'm Shigeru Miyamoto.
What?
Thank you for...
I thought he was dead. Wait, so is he not dead? Did the Wikipedia? Oh, okay. It says is. He is a Japanese video game designer. It's not he was a Japanese. Like he's still alive. If it says was, then he's dead. If it says is, then he's still alive.
Since 2011, Nintendo Direct has delivered Nintendo news directly to you. And now, these presentations have grown into an event that many people watch.
Yeah, that's actually interesting to think about. These events are sort of on the same level as E3s, where it's like, probably not at the same level, because nowadays my friends don't do E3 watch parties. But I do remember a time when I would be excited for these, and only for Nintendo's am I excited. Like, if I go to watch like a Sony one or something, you just hear a lot of like really shitty music that they choose, and then it's just the music playing over like your next Marvel game. And it's just like 30 minutes of Marvel Rivals gameplay. And I'm like, I don't really know if or even like the at the Game Awards, right? I could maybe count on one hand the number of games that I was excited for. The rest of the time was just spent waiting for you to get to the good moments. Whereas these are like, it's at least always a bit fun to watch, to like learn something new. And there's always Nintendo's the only one who makes weird games anymore.
Continue to broadcast Nintendo Direct presentations, but we're also launching a new channel based on the concept of delivering information to you directly.
What does that mean? What does that mean? We're launching a new system to bring content to you directly. Get your new Nintendo Link brain implant today.
This is a smart device app called Nintendo Today.
All right, I'm gonna download this.
Which functions like a daily calendar.
Wait, I am gonna be. Does this mean that they're gonna lose the directs?
In the app, you can view different Nintendo events. We will also be delivering all sorts of content about Nintendo games and characters.
Holy shit, there's comics! Wait, this actually seems kind of cool.
After the Nintendo Direct for Nintendo Switch 2 on April 2nd, news about Nintendo Switch 2 will be delivered to you daily and directly through the Nintendo Today app.
Why does he keep saying directly? Again, when he keeps saying directly, I imagine that they're gonna get like a Nintendo neural implant. I don't think they understand the connotations of that word today in this post-cyberpunk era.
Well, Nintendo Today will be available to download on smart devices later today.
That's kind of neat, actually.
Anyone with a Nintendo account can use the app, so please try it out. That's all I have to share.
Although,
I hope you enjoy using Nintendo Today.
It does make me sad that everything is going towards custom apps. I've said this before, where things that used to be just a website have always been sort of pushed back for the sake of some level of monetization. Like, the whole point you have the whole reason behind an app is that you own the whole experience, right? But there's also a more insidious point that is now I think more primary, where you own the whole experience, and so you own all the data that goes through. You own all of these like metrics, and I never understand why, because it's not like they don't stop updating the website until they do, and then all of a sudden it's like, well, now you have to have a phone to get information for certain things, right? A lot of people still in this day and age don't have a phone, because phones are still in many ways like a luxury device. Most people will probably have a very bad phone that thankfully will have some smart capabilities. But I also know a fair amount of people who have really bad phones that can't even use apps, right? Like, it's like there's always that side of like, at least the internet, you can view it from like a library or something. Like, there's like various options for you in like certain places to use them. But then there's also just the idea of losing something that you had that was on a perfectly functional website. And even within this like format with these videos, it feels like you're losing that personal touch and care that they had by moving towards an app where they can just push like any random bullshit towards you just for the sake of engagement and metrics, versus actually having Miyamoto here to speak to you is probably directly is this is the most personal touch that you can get from a company, right? And it feels like maybe they're gonna phase these out at some point, because it must be expensive to get these people on screen to talk about this stuff. Yeah, but you know, it's just the possibilities that an app brings never really makes me happy. It always makes me think, oh god, this is the beginning of a slow downfall of what used to be a good thing, as they stream directly to you into your brain these like bits of data from your phone. Yeah, that was a cool direct. As with most other game weird video things, it's like 99% stuff that I don't care about, and like 2% maybe the things that I do care about. 1% maybe even less. You have Metroid Prime, and then you have Tamagotchi Life. That's it. Or Tamagotchi Life, sorry. And then we did learn about the Tamagotchis, and we had a good discussion about sex on top of a restaurant. So I think we had a good day today, actually. Again, I'll say this again. I will never do these again, but I said that last time, and then my friend told me I should do this. And then I was like, yeah, sure. So they know who they are. But that was interesting. I'll be right back. I need to use the washroom. And then when I'm done, we're going to go right into playing some games today, because I don't want to just be a React streamer where all I do is I just watch things and do things. I do want to play some games after. But I'm gonna go to the washroom really quick, and when I'm back, we'll get started on some interesting things. Not just games, actually. There's gonna be a lot of different things I want to do with you all, involving various types of, let's say, we're gonna learn a lot more about each other here.